Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're diving into a courtroom drama that is, well, unlike anything you've ever seen before. It's based on a hilarious script where the victim isn't a person, but that little piece of tech that's probably in your pocket right now.
I mean, it sounds completely absurd, right? But just stop and think about it for a second. What if your phone, after years of nonstop service, finally just had enough? That is the exact wild scenario we're going to explore today in a case that's honestly as bizarre as it is relatable.
So, our story kicks off in the courtroom of one Judge Sharma, who's presiding over a very unusual case. The plaintiff who's about to take the stand, well, it doesn't have legs, it doesn't have arms, but boy, does it have a lot of grievances.
All right, let's meet our key players. In this corner, we've got the plaintiff, a very overworked and, let's be honest, an extremely overdramatic smartphone. And in the other corner, we have the defendant, Laddoo Lal, a guy who claims he's a loving owner but might just be a full-blown smartphone addict.
The smartphone does not waste any time. It kicks off its testimony with a huge bang, complaining directly to the judge. It claims that Laddoo Lal's endless scrolling, we're talking morning, noon, and night, has quite literally shaken its processor's teeth loose. What a way to start a case, huh?
So now the phone's lawyer is ready to go, prepared to present just a mountain of evidence, detailing what you can really only describe as digital abuse, with some truly heated accusations. And listen, these charges are no joke. The lawyer argues that his client was pushed to its absolute limits, day in and day out. It was forced to run so many apps that it got dangerously hot. So hot, in fact, you're not going to believe this, the phone claims it had to demand air conditioning just to keep going.
And just to paint a picture of how desperate things got, the phone claimed in its testimony that the battery was practically melting from the strain. It was screaming out, "Brother, I'm turning into liquid." You could almost feel the heat just hearing about it.
Now, just when you think this case can't get any weirder, the prosecution calls its star witness to the stand. And this is someone who knows the defendant, Laddoo Lal, better than anyone. It's his own mother. And let me tell you, she is ready to spill all the tea.
And here it is, the damning piece of evidence that just shocks the entire court. Laddoo Lal's mother reveals that his addiction is so deep, he can't be separated from his phone for even a second. He takes it with him everywhere. Yep, including the bathroom. Of course, the phone is immediately asked to confirm this, and its testimony it's just priceless. It tells the court that the humidity from the shower was so intense, it actually thought its main job had changed. It wasn't a phone anymore. Nope, it was a facial steamer. The absolute horror. Okay, so after all this harrowing testimony, we're talking loose processor teeth, melting batteries, unwanted spa treatments. A completely stunned Judge Sharma has heard enough. He is ready to deliver his final verdict.
The verdict is swift, it's decisive. Laddoo Lal is found guilty on all counts of smartphone abuse. You know, this is a landmark victory for overworked electronics everywhere.
So, what's the punishment for a crime like this? It's not jail time, it's not a fine. No, it's something far more painful for an addict like Laddoo Lal. The judge sentences the phone to one full, mandatory day of rest. No touching, no swiping, and absolutely no scrolling.
The phone, of course, doesn't waste a single second. It immediately lays out its demands for its court-ordered day off. First, a spa day, which probably means a good screen cleaning. Second, a full, uninterrupted recharge. And most important of all, some respect. Now, for Laddoo Lal, the thought of being without his phone for a full 24 hours, that is just too much to handle. In this moment of pure desperation, he actually pleads with the judge, trying to bargain. "Can we try for just 1 hour?" he begs.
And in a brilliant final move, the smartphone immediately turns to the judge and points out the obvious. Laddoo Lal's desperate plea? That's not remorse, that's his addiction talking. "My lord," it exclaims, "the withdrawal symptoms have already started."
So, this whole hilarious case leaves us with a pretty provocative thought, doesn't it? If your phone could take you to court, what stories would it tell? Would it complain about overheating during a gaming marathon, or maybe about all those times you dropped it? What would the verdict be? Innocent or guilty? Definitely something to think about.